Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Hannah if you're new here. We are not reading. I don't think it's a reading slump. Baldur's Gate is just too good and it's so immersive that I can't pull myself out of it. So we're taking a break from Baldur's Gate and we are doing a weekend reading vlog. I've got so many books that I need to read, aka books I have from the library that have due dates. So I need to work my way through those this weekend. Next weekend, I'm actually turning 30. I'm so excited. And I'm not gonna have any time to read. It's also Easter and we don't super celebrate, but my family wants to get together. So we're busy weekend ahead. So this weekend is all about prepping for next weekend and reading and catching up with the library holds and books that I have up from the library. What I am currently reading. I'm currently reading like too many things, but what I will talk about is the book I just blasted through about 25% of, and that is Before I Let Go by Kennedy Ryan, which is a contemporary romance about a married couple that got divorced after a stillborn child. So please check the trigger warnings for that, obviously. But I wanted to mention that right up front. If you don't want to know anything about that or are not interested in that kind of content, I wanted to get it out of the way at the beginning of this vlog. Not sure I'm going to be talking about it too much, but there's a lot of grief already in this book related to that topic. So be warned. This is a romance, a second chance romance for this formerly married couple. They have 2 kids together and they've been divorced for 2 years. And this is their love story 2.0. Second chance romance. I don't particularly enjoy second chance romance, but I enjoy Kennedy Ryan, so I'm giving this one a shot. But I personally have low expectations for this because usually second chance romance don't do enough like showing the past relationship, showing the current relationship, about like why these 2 people should like get that second chance. And a lot of the times in second chance that I have found personally, I haven't read that many, but I have found that some of the behavior in the first chance, that doesn't make any sense, but like when they were initially together, the couple was initially together, some of the behavior is like, maybe you shouldn't be together. Maybe you shouldn't be forgiven for whatever the behavior was. So like, I just have a hard time with second chance, but we're giving this one a fair shot. Like I said, I'm 25% into it. This is a 13-hour audiobook out from the library. Shout out Libby. So I plan on finishing my work day because it's currently my lunch break. Finishing my work day, and then I gotta get started on chores because, like I said, I don't have next weekend to do any of that. So like, we really gotta like get this house situated and myself situated. I'm clearly a little bit all over the place. Hello, good morning. It is Saturday morning, and last night I was able to read 50% of Before I Let Go. I don't have feelings about it one way or the other, you know? It's one of those books where I'm like, objectively, this is very good and like incredibly challenging in terms of the intense discussions on grief and loss. But I don't know, I guess I'm looking for something different when it comes to a romance, personally. I think I'm much more inclined to read the rom-com variety of romance, and I think something that I'm missing in these more like literary, deep, emotionally hard-hitting romances is honestly the romance. The characters are going through so much inner turmoil and sometimes outer turmoil that them getting together is like a subplot of their own book. So they almost, to me, seem like literary fiction with romance as a subplot than romance novels. And maybe I'm wrong, but that's kind of the impression I'm getting. So when I pick up a romance, it's not that there can't be like tough subjects discussed, but the focus should primarily be the romance, the couple coming together, the little moments of them interacting and getting to know each other. And I'm kind of missing that. I'm missing some fun, honestly. And you know, I knew that going into this one that it wouldn't be fun. It would be dramatic and hard hitting, but I miss some of the fun. So maybe, you know, I've enjoyed a couple of Kennedy Ryan's in the past, but I don't know, maybe her type of romance is just not for me, and that's okay. But I do plan on finishing this one. Hopefully, like, the second half becomes a little bit more romantic, but hi ho. And like, objectively, these books are very good. It's just like my enjoyment of them isn't super duper high, and I'm not super emotionally invested in these characters' journeys. Hello, it is a little bit later in the day, and I have finished 90% of my chores. I just gotta continue the laundry, and I also finished the Kennedy Ryan book before I let go, and this was sweet in the end. Again, I don't think my feelings really changed that much between the 50% and the end. I really just didn't feel super emotionally connected to these characters, and so I couldn't love their romance. It got a little bit more romantic, but mostly just emotional, if that makes sense. There's not a lot of wooing that happens in this book, if that makes sense, which is a shame, because that's part of the romance story that I enjoy. So I'm giving this like 3.5 out of 5 stars. Like, is good, but it's just not for me. This type of romance might just not be for me. Maybe I will stop reading Kennedy Ryan because You know, she had 2 books that I really liked, but the next 3 books I've read by her I haven't really liked, so I also started a second book, and I read like the first chapter of many books to see what I was in the mood for, and I have the audiobook for Swordcatcher by Cassandra Clare from the library, as well as the physical. This is an adult fantasy by a young adult fantasy powerhouse, Cassandra Clare, her adult fantasy debut, which is very exciting. I'll be real with you. I ate Cassandra Clare up for many years. I read City of Bones in 2008 when it came out. It was kind of my personality for a while, and I really appreciate those works. Haven't read Cassandra Clare recently. Her latest series hasn't really appealed to me. I did read The Dark Artifices though, so I'm interested to see how she handles this one. I've read 15% of this so far, and first things first, you do not need a 90-minute prologue. That's just chapter 1 at this point, in my opinion. But we are following 2 main characters. Kel is the essentially body double of the Crown Prince, and the other perspective is named Lynn, and she is a doctor / she is part of a group of magic users and is part of an ostracized and marginalized community. And I wrote this in my notes, but it feels like how people treat the Romani people in terms of like prejudice and racism. And so I'm interested to see how these 2 characters' worlds will collide. And yeah, that's about all I know about the book so far. It's really just like settling in, figuring out what the heck is going on. The stakes for the plot of this book haven't really set in yet, so we're still in early days. It's enjoyable to listen to, so I'm gonna keep doing that. Hello. Happy Sunday. I am not liking it. It's 35% in, so like 180 pages. I'm incredibly bored and I don't want to pick it back up. I don't know what I was expecting, but I guess I kind of wanted some of the things I love about her YA to be present. The angst, the tension, the fast-paced, the action, the quick world building. And I don't know, this is reading much more like a generic fantasy, adult fantasy to me, and I don't think it's, I don't know, I'm doing anything in particularly special. I don't know, I'm not really vibing with it. So I think I might give it like 50% before deciding to officially give up, but it's not looking good, my friends. Hello, everyone. It is the next day. It is Monday, and I'm here to close out the vlog. And I'll be honest, I almost scrapped this video. It is a personal quirk of mine where if I feel like the vlog isn't perfect, or what I'm saying isn't good enough, or if I feel the vlog isn't accomplishing what it set out to, I scrap it. I have a lot of footage that I've deleted over the years, honestly, where I gave up on a vlog partway through, and I am actually gonna post this one. The reason I feel like a failure with this particular vlog is because I didn't like anything necessarily. I gave the romance novel 3.5 out of 5 stars, so I liked it, but I didn't love it. And then I'm officially DNFing the second book of this vlog, which is Swordcatcher by Cassandra Clare, at the 50% mark, and I feel guilty about it. I feel bad about this one in particular because maybe I just have expectations of this book. Maybe I'm not being open-minded enough is what I'm trying to say. I was maybe anticipating some of the things I loved in Cassandra Clare's YA to be present here, and I'm just not seeing it, and I'm just not engaged with these characters, and the plot, to be honest. That's why I like the Shadowhunters, world so much, is the characters are fun and quirky and unique and snarky, and the plot is fast-paced, and I just eat it up. I can't put it down, and that's not what this is. And so I feel like I'm being unfair to this book and unfair to DNF it, and I'm trying to get over that fear and that feeling, but I want to also be real and express, like, this channel is all about me expressing my real thoughts and opinions and feelings about books, and I can't always be objective. If a book isn't connecting with me, sometimes that's just the way that it is. So I read, how many pages? 281 pages roughly. This is just not for me. I don't know if I will give it a second chance. I might just shelve it with my other Cassie Clare books for now. Maybe I'll pick it up in the future. I don't know, though. This one is just kind of a miss for me. As far as the Before I Let Go by Kennedy Ryan, I said a lot about this book already. I think I'm just recapping. I gave this 3.5 stars. I thought this was fun. I wanted more romance and wooing than I got. There was a lot of grief in here, which I think was explored excellently, but I was missing the more romantic elements personally. I got a lot of chores done this weekend. I tried to take a break from BG3 and it kind of worked. I still played a little bit of BG3, but I'm counting it as a win because I wasn't obsessively playing it. I read almost 600 pages, 640 pages for this vlog in a weekend, and that feels pretty good. I'm gonna take that as a win. So thank you so much for watching this vlog. I appreciate you sticking around and clicking on this one, even though I feel like maybe the vlog didn't quite set out what it meant to do, but I'm still gonna post it anyway, and I appreciate you all for sticking around and watching it if you did so. I will see you in another video of mine very soon. Bye!